You're watching the one and Obi channel for the Star Wars Vintage Collection. This is TVC News with Only One Kenobi. Hello there, Only One Kenobi here. Only one. And there is new news, ladies and gentlemen. There's new stuff that's been announced. So I wanted to just, show you it and talk to you about it in this video. I've done a few screen grabs of some of the stuff that has been announced. It's coming out, so check it out, and then we'll, share my thoughts on it. A lot of it is reissue stuff, which I do have my issues with that. It can be a good thing or it can be a bad thing, a reissue, depending on your point of view. So we'll explore that later. But the first thing I want to show you is this one here. I believe there were two events going on. There was one in, definitely one in Barcelona, and then there was one in, I think it was Paris, I'm not sure. So this is the first image I want to talk to you about, which is, as you can see there are 5 figures that are coming back, all reissues. The Clone Trooper there, which is quite a good thing really, because I do personally want to army build that figure, because it's a great figure. If you don't own the VC45, you must. It is the best Clone Trooper without question, phase 1. And then we've got Han Solo Bespin, Lando Calrissian, Return of the Jedi, C-3PO, and then Bespin Luke. So let's start with Bespin Luke, because one of the things I want to discuss in this video is alternative card backs. This one here for Bespin Luke, I pray to the good Lord above that they would give us the alternative classic Bespin Luke card back. But it's so sad and depressing when I say to myself and to you that I know they won't. They just won't. Which is bad, isn't it? They could do, and they should do maybe, but I don't think they will, because they gave us VC09 Boba Fett, going back to that one, and I know a lot of people said, no, you can't do it. I said they should do the Blue Sky card back for that, because we've had the other card back countless times before, and the Blue Sky one's a classic, so why not bring it back? And a lot of people were saying, well, the figure's an Empire Strikes Back one, and you can't do that, you can't use it. But at the end of the day, they could have just not done a reissue of the figure. They could have just brought back, they should have done the right thing really, and done something with that Last Jedi Fett, which was a brilliant new sculpt for him. They'd nailed the helmet and everything. Or they could have had the old, the alternative VC09, which was the repack of the VOTC Fett, which is a Return of the Jedi Fett, and put that on a Blue Sky. But anyway, going back to Bespin Luke, we've had the return of the original Bespin card twice now. We've had it in the the Vintage Saga line. They brought it out. Then they brought it back in the Vintage Collection in 2010. Now, if they were to bring back this image again, it would be such a missed opportunity and a disappointment from my point of view, because there are other card backs that have existed which many collectors want to see again re-emerge. Only the other day Bosk's Bounty was talking about this Chewbacca card, which is a beautiful card back for Chewie. What my point is, for years now there have been alternatives. That you don't have to always have the same image on for a character. You can have alternatives. So that's what I like to see back, the Peeping Bespin Luke, if you can call it that. There's been several. Come back to that in a minute. The thing is that a while ago, people have opinions on using the same image or alternative images on card backs, and I suggested a while ago on a Facebook group that when they reissued the Gamorrean Guard, I suggested that they should put it on a different card back, and I got hauled over the coals for saying that. A load of people were saying, you can't do that, you've got to have the same image on the same VC number. And I said to them, well, hang on a minute, you don't have to do that. Look at the Senate Guard. The Senate Guard was the same VC number, but they had 2 alternatives. They had the guy with the visor and the guy without the visor. So why couldn't you do that for the Gamorrean Guard? I mean, the thing is, the Gamorrean Guard, they had this wonderful image of him on top of the katana, and we all knew why they brought back the Gamo. That was because the katana was out. So they wanted to reissue it or whatever, and he's a good army builder or whatever. So, but I'm in two minds about it. I'm not just somebody who wants. I can see the positives of having it on the same image, because people like Jeff's Museum, I've mentioned him before. His wall of carded figures looks incredible because he's got like say 10 different variants of Farm Boy Luke, and it's the same image. but they're variants. They're different. They're all different. You might have had the Star Wars chase, the Empire chase, the Return of the Jedi, or whatever. But it's the same image of Luke, and it looks quite impressive on a wall. I've got loads of Vaders that are all the same. Same image of Vader, but they're all variants. The Revenge, the Return, Empire, Star Wars, you know, and same with Fett, you know, the classic Fett. So I can appreciate that if they do bring out the same image of Luke or whatever, great, I'll add it to the row, you know? I'll add it to the row of the other ones that have that same card back image. But it just would be cool for people who want a bit of something different, you know? Me personally, with Luke, I own him carded, I own him loose. I don't really want them to reissue it at all. I don't need that one. But that's just me, that's being selfish. Obviously, some people out there who don't want to pay ridiculous amounts of money, this is a great opportunity to get that figure and the others. But my point is that I've lost what I was going to say there. Basically, yeah, it's sort of like it works for everybody. If you were to change the card back, it means that the people like myself who don't need it carded can have something fresh, is my point there. So let's go through the other ones. Now, the Han Solo, that's coming back, which is good because, you know, again, personally, I've never owned that loose. That's awesome. I've got a bit of an issue with this Lando Calrissian. Now, given all the other figures are Empire Strikes Back, why in the world they would suddenly throw in a Return of the Jedi Lando, I don't know. And I'm also really confused about that because I know that the original Lando, Return of the Jedi Rebel Lando, Rebel Commander is really expensive. But the thing is, they repacked it in the Black Series not long ago, so we've all had it loose. And also, what I really think they should have done there is they should have focused all their attention on a much more needed Lando, which is the Empire Strikes Back one, because the last time we saw that was the VOTC. That figure was really out of date now. It's got the terrible hinge elbows, and also the figure, it tended to, I don't know if you know this or not, but it yellowed really badly. So blue plastic yellowing goes a horrible pea green, you know, pea in the swimming pool type colour. So that would have been nice to have seen that, and it would have made sense. As for the 3PO there, that might not necessarily be, that might not be an Empire, well, I really hope it's not an Empire Strikes Back card, like they don't reissue that card back, because not only did we see that in the VOTC, and then again in the Vintage Collection in 2010, it was the New Hope image, but they put it on an Empire card. So for that one, I would love it if they, Hasbro, if they put that one out on either the New Hope image with a Star Wars chase, because that's one of the figures that they need to do to complete the first 12 and 3 3/4 inch. I've mentioned that before. That would be good. Or they could really smash it out the park with the card backs by doing it on the Chewbacca card back. You know, the one with the backpack. That would be cool. That would be awesome. That would be a really good Empire Strikes Back card back. So why, I mean, if that top row there is Empire Strikes Back, what the hell is that Lando doing there? I just don't understand that. That's bizarre. So anyway, that's that lot. That's all looking good. I want to show you this image now. Speaking of Empire Strikes Back, this is an image that I saw from a guy, I think it was a guy called Scott, who had everybody sort of gasping at this image of this is not actually official Hasbro, this, but his point was this is what they should be doing. It's a accessories pack for the Rebel Soldier. It looks amazing, that card back. I actually thought that was a genuine Hasbro announcement, but it's not. But I just thought I'd show you that image, just to show you how cool it was. So that was that. The other thing that was announced was, I think this was in Barcelona. I'm just flipping through my phone as I talk to you here. Yeah, I've got it. So these are the other four. They've got they're going to bring back the Clone Wars Anakin, Darth Maul, it seems, Wicket, and also the Clone Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi. So again, they're all good choices because, you know, either people don't have them who are new to the vintage collection, or they're too expensive now to have carded, or they want them loose. Personally, I would love the Wicket loose. I never got that one loose because that's an expensive figure to buy. I would still like the revenge one of that though, but that's another story. The Obi-Wan Kenobi, that's probably one of my favourite figures of Obi-Wan ever made. But now here's the thing, I hope they don't do a complete reissue. There's a very good chance, like if you look at the clone the clone trooper, the phase 1, they can tell they've updated the face on that, and they've updated the face of a lot of these reissues. They should and could do that for this Obi-Wan to make it as good as that recent 6-inch figure. That could be tremendous, that then. Same with the Anakin, you know, the Anakin wasn't the best facial sculpt, but if they could redo that, that would be awesome. As for the Darth Maul, that's a brilliant figure, so they're obviously bringing that back for whatever reason. They decided to put that on the list, but you know, the point I want to make with this whole announcement is that this is 2 Clone Wars figures that are coming back. When are we going to get things that we've never had before, like, for example, Rex and Ventress on a Clone Wars card, or even Pong Krell? You know, stuff we've never had. I would be much more excited to see that. But anyway, I still will probably buy these and put them amongst the others as variants, even if they use the, which they probably will use the same card backs for them. And dare I say, I'll open up the Anakin because I think I got one secondhand on eBay. Just talking about myself here, you know, obviously, but I'm trying to reflect on what your thoughts are as well. And God damn it, please leave your thoughts in the comments about what you think about these things. But anyway, that's the new news. And also, just seconds ago, from Bosk Bounty, the man himself, yes, he told me to check out his Instagram. And this is the latest thing that they have sort of got going now. They've announced this figure. When I saw it and I thought, wow, oh man, it's obviously the same amazing Stormtrooper that we've seen for the last few months, and we've had it, you know. And I thought, why didn't they put that on a Rogue One card, this dirty Stormtrooper, and then put the clean Stormtrooper that they put on the Rogue One card on a New Hope chase? But then I read the comments. Apparently this Stormtrooper is part of the Mandalorian line. So that's quite funny. I can't wait to see the Mandalorian. It's amazing to think there's still Stormtroopers running around. I thought all their heads were on spikes and they were all done and dusted. But if you watch the trailer, there are Death Troopers in it. So yeah, that's interesting to see who's leading them. But anyway, I just thought I'd mention that about the Rogue One Star Wars chase variant thing. But you're going to get a Mandalorian Stormtrooper there. But I still do hope that they will put a clean Stormtrooper on a Star Wars chase. Just because it will just make, it's just one more we need if you are a completist of the original 12. And I might as well show you these two as well. This is Kit Fisto in the 6-inch. I know this isn't vintage collection, but still these look like good figures. That's going to be awesome. And then also, is it Plo Koon? Yeah, Plo Koon is going to be, that's, wow, speaking of vintage collection, that would be a good vintage figure to put on an AOTC card. Attack of the Clones. You know, that would be awesome. So again, nothing new in sight, just more reissues. So let me know your thoughts on that. I mean, there's good things and there's bad things, you know. But, you know, I would love some variant card backs here and there, especially for Luke Bespin. Just let me know your thoughts. I'm going to shut up there. I've been going on for a long time. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new around here, hit the thumb up button. And like and subscribe and yada yada yada. Blah-de blah-de blah. This has been Only One Kenobi. Only one. Out.